Here in part 3, we'll learn how to install Quality Stone Veneer Lambris styles using traditional mortar and wire lath, what we refer to as a direct application. A direct application can be used to install Lambris, stone, block, and thin brick styles when the wall type is better suited for this method. Direct applications are most commonly used when a clip system install continues from a stud wall down onto a concrete foundation. Although, other wall types requiring a direct application would include other concrete and CMU block walls, areas of rigid insulation, gypsum sheathing, or similar. In this video, we'll be looking at direct application procedures on a standard stud wall with exterior plywood sheathing. There's a few key differences between a clip system install versus a direct application we'll discuss, both in the underlayment and in the product installation itself. General requirements. The substrate is required to be rated to support 25 pounds per square foot minimum. A minimum building design deflection of L over 360 is required, with a design deflection of L over 600 being the recommended. Polymer modified mortar is required for scratch coat, applying the stone, and grouting the stone. Stone is required to be gapped from all dissimilar materials by 3/8 of an inch to allow for expansion and contraction, and outside temperatures must exceed 40 degrees Fahrenheit. The NCMA installation guide should again be followed for all underlayment procedures and material requirements in your area based on the wall type. Just as we did with our clip system install, we've measured for our product spacing and levelness of the existing soffit and window. In this example, we'll be including a drain mat or a rain screen in our install to mimic the drainage plane between the wall and the stone that the clip system provides. At the base of the wall, we'll first install a drip cap, which will be combined with wall opening weeps to create our foundation drainage. Just as we did before with our starter strip, install drip cap at the foundation plate underneath the existing Tyvek layer, then add a second layer of grade D paper overlapping the drip cap flange. Add the wall opening weeps over top the paper every 12 inches on center. Self-adhered rubber flashing in the casing bead with built-in backer rod should be integrated with the secondary layer of WRB around all openings and at transitions. Drip cap is then installed above the window, sitting immediately on top of the casing bead. The drip cap should extend 1 inch past the opening in both directions. Again, overlap the flange of the drip cap with the next layer of paper, installing the wall opening weeps over top. With the paper and flashings in place, we'll next add our drain mat beginning at the base of the wall, which acts as an airspace between the wall and the mortar scratch coat for moisture to drain. Install the wire lath next, with the dimples in the lath facing towards the wall. Per the NCMA, lath should overlap a minimum of 1 inch at the vertical seams and 1/2 inch at horizontal seams, wrapping around inside and outside corners a minimum of 12 inches. Finally, we'll add our mortar scratch coat using a polymer modified mortar for improved bond strength and curing. Use a generous amount of mortar covering the lath completely. During winter months, up to 50% Type S premix can be blended with polymer modified mortar to improve curing in cold temperatures. A Darby is a leveling tool Quality Stone specifies to level all mortar scratch coat areas. Using the Darby beginning at the bottom of the wall, pull and level the scratch coat upwards. Clean the surface of the Darby tool in between uses to minimize unwanted drag. Rake the mortar scratch coat once it is leveled with the Darby. In the field, before the stone installation can begin, the scratch coat is required to dry a total of 24 hours or longer until the mortar has fully cured. We're now ready to begin our product installation, first with Quality Stone's brand new Metropolitan Brick. Apply the mortar setting bed to the first corner, fully coating the back of the piece. Set the corner. It is always important to rake and sweep the excess mortar off so that the next piece can sit evenly over top. Continue with the first flat, pressing it evenly into the wall, fully filling the void between the wall with mortar. Set the next corner, offsetting the first with the longer leg. Next, we'll set the string line as the horizontal control to follow for our first course. Measure and set the string line in relation to the drip cap. Continue using the designated pattern for the style you're installing. The 6-brick Metropolitan flat uniquely alternates up and down, effortlessly creating a level line of brick across the wall. All pieces should be cut face down to minimize dust on the face of the product. Keep excess on hand to tooth in at the end of a wall section where required. Before continuing upwards, we'll set the second string line as the vertical control. With our Metropolitan Brick installed, we'll move on to installing Urbana Fusion, a contemporary design combining smooth travertine face textures with coarse sandstone textures. In finishing, we'll grout our Metropolitan Brick with the polymer modified mortar. It is recommended to wait 1 week after installation of the product before grouting to allow for curing and settlement. A soft to medium bristle brush can be used delicately on brick and stone faces to clean off any excess mortar, being careful not to damage the face of the product. Utilize the staining kit for your colorway anywhere necessary for a final face treatment. Don't forget to score and break off excess on wall opening weeps. Thanks for joining in with us. Subscribe to our YouTube page here for upcoming installation videos, product demonstrations, and more.